Washington football addicts, baby. Let's go. Washington football addicts. We've been repping for years. Always keeping it real. It's Rod, Steve, Devin, Phil. We talking about latest deals and what goes on the field and happenings with the team. So listen if you a fiend.
Washington football addicts, welcome to the Addicts post-game discussion. Post-game pugilism, I believe, is what I titled this. So we just watched our team lose to the Los Angeles Chargers 20-16. A lot of questionable decisions by the coaching staff, some subpar play. Right out the gate, I'm going to tell you that the Los Angeles Chargers were 14 for 19 on third down. That's the stat. That's brutal. That's the pod. That's the post-game discussion. 73% on third down. It looked like a game of John Madden football where you're beating your opponent's ass. You have them pinned back 3rd and 14, 3rd and 25, 3rd and 18, and they convert. So for me, that's just raw emotion, pissed off, hell of a way to start the season at home. If you guys haven't seen it, there is a video of sewage coming out of the rafters at FedEx Field, and that pretty much is the perfect epitome and or analogy for how we played today.
Well, update on that. It actually turned out FedEx Field posted on Twitter. It was rainwater.
Bullshit.
And they brought all those
From
people.
Where?
I don't know. They brought all those people and put them in suites.
It's human shit. Human shit, actually, right? It wasn't even bullshit at all. It's human shit.
I'm just saying what they posted.
Bro, I hope it was. For everyone's, it looks horrible.
They got Dave Miller banned it, dog. Remember having Dave Miller banned?
I believe I tweeted it, but yeah. What'd you say, Dev?
You remember Dave Miller banned? Was that him that did that? Was on the overpass and the sewage and their van went out? All of the people below him or some shit?
Oh,
like that happened.
God. So, Dev, you were talking before we hit record and went live, talking about the coverage of the linebackers. How are you feeling about John Bostic after today's game?
Man, like when the 3rd and 17, Bostic was in front of the dude that was cut, and he went forward and guarded a guy running to the flat that was already had somebody in the flat guarding him, and the dude was running behind him for 17 yards. It made no sense. Like, why wouldn't you give up the 7-yard catch and then tackle him to make it 4th down and long still versus letting the dude run behind you for 17 yards? And every 3rd down, it seemed like Juice or McTire was on there. I don't know how. I understand that you want Fuller to play inside, and he didn't play well either. But the point is, you want Fuller, at least put Williams or Fuller on the guy on 3rd down. You know, on 3rd and long, man. You know he's going to do an out on 3rd down and short. You know he's going to do an out or a slant. You know it's every play is what it was. Height, quickly throw out or a slant. Like, I don't understand why you got these guys who's never played an NFL game playing against a guy who's been an all-pro wide receiver, who's probably the best route runner in the league on 3rd and 5, man. On second, on a 3rd and 2, they putting the guys on those guys. They're abusing them on that short yardage to steal the game. Man, what was Juice doing, man? Yeah. Why were you guarding a guy going 1 yard route, turnaround, and a dude go behind you for 7 yards for 1st down? Why were you doing that? Why were you not guarding Keenan Allen? That's the guy you want to leave open? That's the guy you decide, I want to pick this guy up since he's in my zone. Cover fucking Keenan Allen, man.
Dude, it's incredible. We played like defense the entire game, it seemed. Like we were so soft the entire game. It was weird,
but I think the heart got taken away whenever Gibson's dumbass fumbled. He fumbles. I don't know. It seems like he's a fumbler, man. And I don't think he fumbled a lot last year. I think he made, 2 or 3 fumbles last year. He fumbled that once pass in the opening, and luckily it rolled out of bounds, man, because he fumbled that one. It just rolled out of bounds. Yeah. And then obviously he did the big one on the 5-yard line. Like, dude, you knew you was going to get hit. You're inside of 5, put 2 hands on the fucking ball, bro. This shit doesn't make sense, man. Like, we lost it, man. You know, we didn't really get beat, even though they played well. We didn't really get beat. We still should have won the game. They literally only got 1 touchdown the first drive, and we pretty much held them stalemated on the rest of the game. And then you give up a fumble right inside their end zone. Anybody can score inside.
You knew they were going to score that.
Right. Then we give up 3rd and 17, all these 3rd down. What was the 3rd down rate again?
14.
That was the defense from like 4 years ago. Third and 30, and you give up 34, and you know.
And they gave it up. They gave up a lot of those 1st downs guarding them. Like, you're on the dude. You know, get these dudes that I understand that we like Juice and we like McTire. We wanted those guys to be on the team. But, dude, you cut a guy who's made some plays for us in an actual football game for these guys. You got to answer for that, man.
Yes.
I mean, Apke could have did that shit.
He might not have even been available today. The injury, I don't know.
Man, he got picked up.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say, our guy's injured.
Steve, I want you to hit this if you can. So Andy Burrows comes in. When you got an entire half and don't throw Terry the ball once, you know it's going to be a bad day. Right. Now, we talked about Curtis Samuel not being in the game. You know, obviously he's on IR now. I think that we needed that guy. So I kind of want you to touch on what Andy's talking about. How do you feel we moved the ball offensively?
I mean, it was awful. Fitz didn't do anything when he was in there. I mean, Taylor, he came in and you know, he made something out of nothing. He did pretty good. He opened up the offense, used his feet, used his mobility, but the offense was garbage. I mean, at one point it was 21 minutes to 8 minutes time of possession, and then we finished the game with 36-24. That's why the defense was so tired. I mean, they had no gas. They were done. I'm not gonna relieve them of what they did, but they were gassed. The offense was some doo-doo up until about the third quarter. Then Taylor finally started getting his feet under him, and he had some good drives. He had some good plays, and then Gibson's turnovers were just, man, those were Kirk Cousins like turnovers, just crucial.
Yeah, no, that hurt so bad. I mean, like literally, we're all excited in the live game thread on the Facebook, group, and we got the turnover. William Jackson gets an interception, and then literally the next play for us to turn the ball over, and just momentum, soul-crushing moments in that game. And I kind of agree with Jimmy Lee Patterson right here. Diami was a little disappointing. Yeah. He was, and I'm not sure if that's Scott Turner. I'm not sure if that's just the way they were scheming them up, but offensively, get it. Fitzpatrick looked anemic when he was in there. Heineke looked 180 degrees. Complete change.
Give him the rock. Yeah. Give him the rock. Moving forward.
As well.
Man, Heineke, I'm telling y'all, Cam's coming, dog. Especially if that's injuries last more than like 4 weeks. Like, he's got the offensive line isn't good enough, man. So, Bosa will make anybody not look good enough. But the offensive line's not good enough to not have a mobile quarterback back there. He doesn't have to be like Lamar Jackson or Mahomes, but he's at least got to be able to move.
We were talking about this. Like, you got Bosa over there, and him and Cosby were one-on-one half the time on an island. They did nothing to chip towards the end of the game. No help, no slides, no chips.
He didn't need it. Fitz needed it. Heineke didn't get. He got hit twice, but he got called for him, man. Other than that, he didn't really hurt him. You're gonna have to move the pocket, man. When you have elite defensive ends and edge rushers coming, you're gonna have to move the pocket. You can't move the pocket with Fitz, I guess, man.
How through you guys with Scott Turner? You see Marcus's comment on the screen right now.
Nah, I'm not. I don't think Turner lost the game. I think Ron lost the game, bro. I think Ron lost the game, and I think Gibson lost the game. Like, honestly, Gibson, you fumbled once, it got taken away. You really fumbled twice. You dropped a couple of passes on short yardage. You could have got first down. Honestly, you dropped the screen. You dropped another out route. This is the guy that everybody thought was probably our second best weapon on offense last year, and supposed to be this year. He's dropping passes and fumbling the fucking ball, man, in the crucial situations.
Yeah.
You could tell Phil is feeling it.
Fucking be smart, man.
Hey, Andy with a good comment. And the inverse of that, I saw a play where it was Sweat, Settle, Payne, and Allen with no chase either. I'm like, what?
I don't get it.
Those we were keeping our best players. That good.
Yeah, we're keeping our best players off the field at key moments.
Good comment, Andy. Like, absolutely.
I'll tell you what, Ryan Beluga, whatever the fuck their right tackle's name is, went out the game.
He went down.
And their backup looked great. Like, I didn't see a change in pass rush. We didn't pin our ears back and go after Herbert at all. We just continuously kept getting punched in the mouth. It did nothing about it. This is not an elite defense. I don't care if it's week one.
Yeah, Herbert got rid of the ball in like 3 seconds. All his passes were 5 yards until he needed to go for third and long. And then for some reason, people just, like Ron would dial up defenses where you had guys who's never played an NFL game guarding Keenan Allen. It just doesn't make sense, man. You can say you trust your players all you want to. Fuck that shit, dog. Give me some guys that can play.
In 2020, I'm taking Justin Herbert.
I'm not taking Justin Herbert, but I am taking.
He showed us today what an elite quarterback can do.
I am taking Moreland, man. I am taking Moreland if I could do it all over again. That's crazy. Like I still don't even get that shit. Like you can say what you want to say about Jackson. He's the only guy playing anything.
Yeah.
And Curl.
Oh, Andy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Marcus, you are so optimistic. I love it and I hate it at the same time. We need to relax. This is brutal. First 6 to 7 games, 3 and 4 will be fine. But why? Why do we continuously have to settle for that? Like, what elite team or any team that's striving to be great says, you know what, our first 7 games, we'll go 3 and 4, we'll be good. Like, that's horrible, man.
But here's the thing.
Like that.
We had to go 2-0 at the gate to be able to survive the gauntlet that's coming up to stay relevant. That's my opinion. Giants next week. Then you got, Buffalo, Atlanta, New Orleans, Kansas City, Green Bay, Denver, Tampa. Like that is a brutal stretch right there. And then I don't know. It's going to be tough. We needed to win, at least go split the first 2. So next week, if it's 0-2.
I need comments. Should we let Phil in the stream? He joined late. He's on Color People time today. Should we let Phil join the stream? Yes or no?
Sure.
First of all, I'm a colored person too. My Arab and my Latino are about to come out hot on this one.
Fuck Phil.
Fuck you, Andy, you cunt.
Hey, you know what? Davis. I'm glad I'm laughing. I'm mad, but the world is not crashing. I had predicted, along with Steve, and Steve, if you had the score list, kind of go through that again. But me and Steve said that we would lose this game, so I'm not as shocked and as annoyed as I normally would be. But you still want to win games at home. At the end of the day, you still want to win your games at home against a rookie coach, home opener, new season. Last season as the Washington football team. Maybe we come back as the Caucasians next year, whatever, man. But I'm done with this. Like, we have to play better moving forward. We have to make FedEx a home field.
Marcus said it right. I tried to look for Jamin Davis on the field, but I sure as hell saw John Bostic blowing some coverages.
Man, I saw Juice.
I was worried about Jared Cook.
I saw Juice and McTyer and Bostic doing some coverage. All 3 of them.
Hold on. I'm going to shoot Juice and bail because he was on a lot of plays. It was just the ball was in the one place he couldn't get to.
Man, on the third and long, it was him and Bostic. On the pass on the third down to ice the game, it was him. He went with they had to go 6 yards for a first down. There was a receiver that went 2 yards in front of him, and one went behind him for 7 yards. Guess who the motherfucker threw to? The 1 7 yards. Because that's who had to get the first down.
Are you talking about that screen kind of route where they used?
I'm talking about the last play of the game they got before they need the ball out, man. Like, out of all the people on third down and they have to get a completion, why the fuck would you put no one on Keenan Allen? That makes no. He was no one. He would have ran a touchdown.
There might have been a safety I was supposed to roll over. I have to go back and look at that.
That dude watched him go right behind. Everybody knows they was playing on the 3rd and 17. You playing a cover 4. It looked like a cover 4, at least from my TV angle. You have to get the all 22 to look. But everybody knows on cover 4, cover 3, if you're in the middle of a hook zone and you're a linebacker, the guy that crosses your face, you follow, dog. If you're a linebacker, if he crosses your face, you follow him. This seems like they cross their face, they just let him go behind them.
Here's the thing that pissed me off. Our defensive backs, it was funny. Our wide receivers their wide receivers were beating us on man coverage. Mm-hmm. Their tight ends and backs were getting passes on zone coverage. It was like they knew if we were in man, hit the receiver because it's going to be one-on-one. You got a good opportunity, and Herbert could put the ball within about a centimeter of where he wants to put it.
Laser.
Yeah, that dude's got a laser. The other thing is that when we were in zone, if they saw we were in zone, they went to a tight end because they knew that we can run with Jared Cook, but when we're playing zone, they just find that soft spot and get it. Because Jared Cook was making his catches in zone.
But isn't that infuriating? Like you see Andy's comment, we played zone for most of the game.
Yeah.
And he lit us up.
Man, I understand playing zone. On 3rd and long, play man.
Dude, nine games. 300 yards. Like he's like the fastest to 300 yards in his career, second only to Dan Marino and the boy from Kansas City. Like,
Man,
come on,
they should have played man a lot more in this game, especially on third and longs, so they could send the extra guy and at least make him throw 8 yards so he could tackle him and get the fuck out the field, man. Like it doesn't make any sense, man. There's like waiting on them to throw the ball underneath all day, but they wouldn't even get into that shit. Like they were on every play, on all those short yardage situations. They were there every time, wasn't making a play. So I'm like, why don't you switch it up? Send somebody and play some plays. Take a chance.
Here's
a 40-yard touchdown. Don't let them run 5-yard passes off the fucking field. That's crazy.
Here's what I came away from this game with. If that is the worst we could have played and we lost by 4 points to a good team, we should be okay.
They were 7-9 like us last year.
But they're expected to be a 10, 11, 12-win team this year.
They lost 5 games.
No, we're not. We're expected to be a 9-10 win team this year. We're expected to be
8.
That's what I'm saying. Just hear me.
Reaching for 8.
Trying to be positive.
Annoying, man. Like it's annoying that someone else could go 7-9 just like us, and I get a shit division, better division, whatever. But like how fucking many years do we have to deal with just being mediocre? Like, oh yeah, fucking we'll win 8 games, we'll go 8-9 with the new season, and yeah, it's a good game, good year. I'm sick of it, man.
We're not going 8-9. We're not going 8-9. I had this game as pick 'em from the start. All right, I had this game as a pick 'em from the start with a lean towards.
You better run that tape. That
hold on. I'm talking about when I set up my prediction 10-7. I had this game as a pick 'em. Now I went into this. I'm more optimistic than I probably should have. But that doesn't mean I'm ready to say that I'm not going to be optimistic on the season, because I'll take it this way. I hope
Fred's right.
That the good enough mindset's a problem. But I hope
I agreed on 3 fucking networks simultaneously. I agree. Go ahead.
I hope that names are taken, heads are rolling on Monday. I really hope so. I want Ron. I know Ron's this guy who does a really good job of laying down the law without being a yelling, screaming, cursing kind of guy. JDR is a yelling, screaming, cursing kind of guy. Somebody needs to be yelled at and cursed at.
Yeah,
because
it'll happen. It'll happen.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen. It should be happening in the locker room now.
What's his press conference going to be like? Like, I mean, if I'm Ron, he has to say, guys, this one's on me. I got to get him more prepared. You had 2 weeks, man. You didn't even play the stars last preseason. Why would they? You had
the Chargers starters played 0 snaps in the preseason on offense.
Man, they look like a well-oiled machine against supposedly the top 2 defense.
Oh, dude, but hey, Steve, you just said it. The Chargers starters played 0 snaps.
Yeah, they're big ticket players.
That's fucking horrible, man.
Man, they still didn't do enough to win, man. If you don't fumble the ball, man, in the 5-yard line, probably still win that game. If you go for it on 4th and 5, you still got a chance of winning the game. It doesn't make sense. Like, you gave them plays.
No, you're right.
Which is weird because we were earlier in that drive, we were praising Ron for gambling on that 4th and 1 and just going for it with a no huddle. By the way, why the hell aren't we running a no huddle offense?
They were killing that turbo offense.
We run turbo. We run like K-gun style. Oh my God! And it doesn't matter who was quarterbacking. Fitz was more productive in that offense. Heineke was more productive in that offense. Scott Turner needs to go to a quick huddle, no huddle offense. He needs to take a book out of that Marv Levy, Sam Weiss playbook, run that K-gun style, and just keep their defense from catching a breath between each snap. And it gives them less time to gauge what you're going to do.
The offense wasn't like I'm talking about the Heineke offense. It wasn't that bad. You got to think the first time he got the ball, he had like seconds to get in field goal range. And then the last time he had the ball, he was basically having to score, and he didn't even go for it. And we started off because Brandon Sheriff get a 10-yard penalty, put us out of range.
Twice.
Twice. That's what I'm saying. Those things aren't coach offensive coordinator's problem. That's their problem.
Heineke killed us. I'm sorry, Heineke. Sheriff killed us twice.
Yeah. So I'm saying, so I'm not going to get the 2 times he had the ball that wasn't crazy knocked out by penalty. He scored on them both. You got to believe that 4th and 5. What made you think he wasn't going to score? He scored every time. except for when somebody does something dumb like Hope.
Yeah.
He was getting in field goal range or scoring
Fred
every
hit
time.
it right there. That's
You know,
it, Fred.
you gotta
lose. That's what that defense
right.
was.
We are the first.
The offense was the same way. You should have went for 4th and 5.
We
It's
are
a
the
coaching
first team
thing.
in league history to play prevent offense.
Yeah.
Man, I don't
Well,
think that they
like
play
that-
prevent offense, man. You can't do nothing on 2nd and fucking 20.
Like Dev was saying, that 4th and 5, and then they decided to punt, but they let an entire minute run off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? What are you doing?
Ron got to
think
take
they honestly thought they were gonna
ownership
hold.
of this loss, bro. Ron got to take ownership of this loss. You know, it's your moves are the one that put these guys in position to have to make plays, and they couldn't do it. Your poor clock management didn't get us a chance on 4th and 5. You know, it's crazy. And you might have been starting the wrong quarterback the whole fucking time, it looks like, right? We ain't talking about this shit.
Marcus, you came on the damn podcast and said we were going to win the game. And now you're talking about lowering expectations? Bruh. Come on, man. Come on, man.
No, Marcus
I'm
was
ready
like,
to jump ship. I'm still holding to my prediction.
Marcus, when we were talking about a good player coming here, Marcus was like, no, we don't deserve him.
About who coming here?
We're not a good enough fan for that person. No, we don't need that person. But I feel you, Marcus. I feel you.
Oh, my gosh.
No. Y'all can't be playing this whole, I said lower expectations. No, you can't do that because you didn't do that.
By the way, shout
The
out
only thing that
to
lowers expectations is if we pick the name Red Wolves. That's going to lower my expectations. But nonetheless, let's get back to what happened today. All right. Why is it that Scott Turner opens up the playbook only for Taylor Heineke?
man, because he can't. That's an easy question.
Well,
He does.
Can't. Man, you
He
can't
got
open
more
it up.
exotic. He got more exotic with Heineke back there than he did with Fitz. And
God,
Fitz can do everything Heineke
Yeah, I mean, they
can.
can run any. They
Right,
can run
you
any
can't.
playbook.
You
honestly,
can't.
Fitz
You
is back
can't
there.
run Fitz. You can't put Fitz in that same offense.
Why not?
Because he can't run. You can't waggle with him. You can't roll out with him.
Bullshit, you can't run.
Man,
Fitz
he was
is
getting.
a mobile quarterback. He's
That
not
dude was
a
getting-
running
that dude was
quarterback,
getting-
but he's a mobile quarterback.
That dude was
Dev,
getting-
no, I'm not
that
going to
dude was
accept
getting
that
owned,
from you
man.
because that is a
That dude was
poor
getting
answer.
owned, man.
Just because he's old doesn't mean he can't move.
That dude was getting owned.
He was
That dude
still
was
moving
throwing. He was throwing
back
3-yard pass. He was trying to throw the running backs the whole. He was throwing to the running back every play, man. He couldn't get nothing off.
That was
Every time somebody's in his face.
okay. Now, whose fault is that? His or the offensive lines?
I mean, it's offensive lines, but I'm saying if your offensive line
Okay,
is
so
whack,
if it's the offensive lines, if you're getting pressure up the middle and around the edges, where the hell are you going to run?
I mean, you can't run
You
if
can't
you
go
fit.
left, you can't go to right, you can't go forward. You going to keep moving
Hey.
backwards?
Hey, if you gotta, I understand what you're saying. The line sucked, right? So what you gonna? You can't put an old ass geezer back there, man. You gotta go with the young guy. I get it. I mean, I think Fitz is a better quarterback, man, than Heineke. I'm not gonna say he's not, but what you need on this team,
Heineke's gotten away with a lot of high passes.
man, I'd like to get away with a lot more high passes in. You can't even get how many receivers did Fitz throw to? Zero.
Fitz only threw 5 passes.
Yeah, but none of them were the receivers, were they? How many did Heineke throw? 10?
He threw 16.
Right. None of them, like one to running backs.
25 and 1.
Yeah, one of them the running backs. Maybe it's crazy.
Yeah, he threw it to all
Right.
receivers and tight ends.
That should tell you something right there, because he can buy you more time. It's not a knock on
He didn't
Fitz.
buy any more time to hit those passes.
Man, he bought us more time and ran to get us in that 4th and 5, and it could have been 4th and 16. You know, you got.
Let me tell you something. It's not like Heineke's super fast.
I mean, you ain't got to be
He's no
super fast. You just got to be
faster
fast
running.
enough.
He's
no
at
faster
84
running.
speed than Madden. That's like elite level speed for a quarterback in Madden.
You know what? You know
Madden.
what's crazy though?
Right
you
here.
guys- you know we had 2 sacks today.
Yeah.
2 sacks today. Sweat and Allen, and then they only had 1 sack all game.
They would've got more Fitz in
Yeah,
there.
how many quarterback hurries did they get? A lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So hey, look at this comment from Fred. So Fitz is better when you let him play football. He's not conservative. Take what they give you, guy. Makes no sense to not let him play aggressive. During pregame, I was reading an article. Fitz, how many years has he been in the league? Fucking 17 or something like that?
Yeah.
He doesn't have the autonomy of a quarterback that you brought here at $10 million a year to change plays at the line of scrimmage. No, I wasn't even in the article. They said it during the game.
You know, most quarterbacks don't call their own plays, right?
To be able to call an audible at the line of scrimmage?
Most do not.
dude, I don't give a fuck. If I'm paying someone $10 million and they have 17 years of playing time.
Yes.
Come on, man. That's some
that's
Tyler
on Scott Turner.
Fucking Tyler Heineke. Maybe Kyle Allen shit. Be like, you know what? I don't trust this guy enough to let him change the play at the line of scrimmage. But you bring in someone that's a veteran quarterback. He's not elite, but he's serviceable, and you don't give him that ability. Harvard dude to fucking change the play at the line of scrimmage.
I still say
it's still a human abortion. I said that last year. I fucking still believe it. Fuck him, man. I hate that guy.
I still say Fitz. I still say it wasn't really the quarterbacks or the OC that lost the game. I still think the defense lost. They did enough. Obviously, you can't fumble the fucking ball.
No. They could have done a lot more. Don't say they did enough.
After the first quarter, every time they got the ball, it was like a minute something left to score. And the other times they did score. They scored every time except for the end of the game. Basically, they couldn't get the ball because the other team was on offense the whole damn game. They're throwing 5-yard, 6-yard passes the entire game.
Then you start trying to get more aggressive.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But
they got more aggressive when Heineke was in because they were losing.
Man, Heineke is better suited for what they do than Fitz, man.
Maybe he is, but damn it, he has got to stop throwing every ball.
It ain't gonna matter anyways, guys, because we all know what's going to happen. Cam.
Hey, Phil said that Heineke is tailor-made for this offense.
I did say he may be tailor-made for this offense in terms of
cheesiest shit I read today, but it fucking made me laugh.
If Gibson didn't fumble that ball,
tailor-made man.
If Gibson didn't fumble that ball, I think this game.
I really think that fumble is what killed
us.
Let's remember. Until that fumble, we were winning.
Yeah.
Despite all this,
Washington's biggest threat to beat Washington is Washington. It seems like every week, man. And then that sucks. You beat yourself, man. Fumbling the ball. Fumbling the fucking ball, man.
See, in my pick'em league, I picked the Chargers, so I'm good.
Hater.
I picked the Chargers to win anyways.
Yeah, 14 or 19 on third down for LA. That's nuts, man. It's nuts.
That third down defense, man.
Bananas. BANANAS. Harry spread.
Well, you got to think a lot of that is coaching too. You got to put players in positions to make plays. You have to scheme up things to make your players successful. Yeah, it's on players too, but I think some of that's on Jack Del Rio, man.
Del Rio's got to give this defensive line help. When the other team's keeping 6-7 guys in and you're only sending 4, I don't care how good Chase Young is. Yeah. He's got to run through a lot of bodies to get to a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people were like,
New York next always goes well. I like to say Daniel Jones is co-owner of this team.
Yeah,
last 2 years.
Basically.
Is he undefeated against us?
He is.
I think he's 5-0 in his last 5.
4-0. He's 4-0 against us.
4-0. Okay.
That's fucking pathetic.
Well, that's all right. We'll beat him.
If he has like 3 wins,
I think that the best thing that could have happened to us with losing this game is that we have to go play on Thursday. There's not enough time to dwell on this shit.
But with Taylor Heineke more than likely starting next game, that is the worst thing that happened to us because he doesn't have the full week to prepare.
Cam,
I don't think you need to do much.
Oh,
too many offenses ass the entire time. Cam still got to learn the offense.
Dude, Giants
Island Taylor, man.
Cam, they aren't. The thing is, the Giants aren't going to whoop our ass. Yes, that's what's going to be funny. No, they're not.
But Wednesday's podcast, I will give my prediction, but I'm letting you know right now, they're going to whoop our ass. Sorry.
I don't think so. I don't think this team. I really feel like we beat ourselves. By the way,
we did beat ourselves.
Yeah.
Look, the Chargers are a solid team. They were a good test. We lost by 4 to them. All right, they were a good test. They're a team that's expected to do better than us this year.
Greg, you're right. Herb is good, man. I mean, and the thing is, he operates it like he's like Brady, but big. Like he knows exactly where he's going. Where he's the ball.
Pull up Marcus's comment again.
I seen it.
We have to be ready to win games against elite QBs because that's all we're facing this season.
Right.
That's all.
And I don't think he's elite. Obviously, they got an elite receiver for sure.
Herbert's an elite quarter. He's going to be an elite quarterback. I said that when they drafted him. I said they got
today. If that game plan today is what they use on everybody, then yeah.
By the way,
get it out fast, man.
Speaking of Chargers quarterbacks, I was glad to see Tyrod Taylor has rebounded well from his punctured lung.
Deshaun Watson to DC.
Man, somebody, man.
I'd fucking make that trade over Cam Newton.
You can't. Only reason I don't know. He might not play. He might not play ever again, bro.
Okay, so like, what theoretically?
They want 6 players. They want 6 players in Pittsburgh.
Let me tell you something.
6
I would take
players.
Deshaun Watson over Cam Newton on the football field any day of the week, 3 times on Sunday.
Yeah, it don't matter what.
And 8:15.
On the football field's cool. You got to worry about Watson taking somebody else off the football field. Hell, that's what you got to worry about.
By the way, all right, let's talk about some
Wilson
positives.
threw the ball 23 times today, 4 touchdowns.
Man, he always does good. He always does good for 10 weeks.
Let's talk about
good for 10 weeks. He falls off a
Can we
cliff.
talk about a couple positives?
Every year, Russ MVP of the year, week 10. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's talk a couple positives here. 1, despite the fumble, I like seeing us feeding Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
Mind you, we ran the ball more than we threw it today.
Not if he fucking fumbles and drops passes. I don't. They should have kept playing. They should have kept running Patterson Hill.
Run them both 30 times a game. What I tell you, I'm not drunk. I'm actually sober. If I was drunk, I'd be cursing this team.
Did McKissick catch a ball?
McKissick did not catch a ball. He may have had one catch. He had one catch. But he was non-existent. But here's the thing. What did I say last year? We win games when we run the ball 30 times. We came close. We got into like the mid-20s.
Yeah, he had 20 rushes for Gibson.
Yeah, and I think Patterson had 2. McKissick had 1 or something.
How many yards to get?
Like 86 or something.
Yeah, 87 yards, which is solid. It's a solid game.
2 fumbles, right? And 2 drop passes?
No, he had 1 fumble.
Man, he had 2. He had 1 lost. 1 rolled out of bounds.
I don't know if they.
They called it a fumble.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he fumbled it.
Well, whatever. He was out of bounds anyway. I don't even count that as far as something to actually look at. Nonetheless, you run Gibson, you run Patterson, take the pressure off of Heineke, you might have something. I don't want Heineke out there throwing 40 passes a game. I don't want Fitz throwing 40 passes a game.
Carter did look good.
Carter looked really good.
He did.
Really good.
He did.
See what happens when a return man, his first move is forward? What happens?
Yeah. He had enough shake, and he definitely looked to be the good call as far as making him a return man. So, yeah, I definitely shout out to that.
Logan looked good. Get him in the game more. More Logan.
Yeah, Logan looked good. Terry looked good when you actually gave him the ball.
Did Bates play any snaps?
Huh?
Did Bates play any snaps?
Yeah, he was into some blocking plays. They had a couple
he was mostly blocking.
I find it weird. They put your boy Reyes as 3rd on the official depth chart, and he was not playing for Seals, who was 4th on the official depth chart.
Interesting,
Fuck
right?
Andy Golden. I don't want that dude on
the legend of AGG. He will play, and he will destroy all.
All of us Washington fans when he gets 1 catch for 3 yards. That's what he'll destroy. He will destroy your hopes and dreams, Steve.
I am gonna go down with that ship.
Frank, we could have.
You are sleeping fast,
guys. Is it over for Fitz? Is it over already after like 1 quarter?
He got hurt.
Well, I don't think so.
The only way he doesn't play against if Heineke balls out the way his fans think.
If Heineke plays against the Giants and wins, something we haven't done in 4 games against the Giants, I think
you stay with the quarterback. You stay with the quarterback who wins, unless he plays like absolute shit in the process.
Man, this is one of the Marcus. This is one of the 9 or one of the 10. I picked this a win.
So here's Marcus's comment. We got the Giants. So we're 0-1 so far. I'm gonna go through the next 6 games. The Giants on Thursday, the Bills on the 26th of September.
Bills look like shit today, by the way.
We still ain't gonna beat them.
Falcons, which look like shit. Saints, haven't seen them play yet. Chiefs, and then Packers.
Like some of those teams we can beat. I think we can come out this 4-3.
What are the 3 wins from what I just so Giants, Bills, Falcons, Saints, Chiefs, Packers. What are the 3 wins then?
All right, Giants. I think we can beat Falcons
and Saints.
I think we can beat the Packers.
And the Saints. We ain't gonna beat the Packers. Saints, we are.
I think we beat the Packers. I think we could beat the Packers. I'm not that impressed by Green Bay this year. Not as opposed to like previous years. Green Bay.
Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen. I don't see the difference unless they can fix
it.
You learn from it.
And
then pick them for one of the other games. Bills, if they played like they did today, we have a shot at beating the Bills.
Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. I don't know.
That didn't work for him today, now did it?
Yeah, they look bad today. Hey, they got rid of Josh Norman, and you said you want to say about Josh Norman, man, but he fit what they did like a glove, and he was a good player.
Josh Norman, man.
He was a good player.
Let me tell you something. His shoulder pads fit right into Derrick Henry's glove last year.
Jalen Hurts did a number on the Falcons today. 264, 27 for 35.
Because the Falcons suck.
Three
Let's
touchdowns.
not act like this means Jalen Hurts is the next god at quarterback.
No, I think it makes it. We might be actually able to beat them if we play the way we. I don't know. We should be able to beat the Falcons. We lose to the Falcons, then what? Hang it up.
Then you tank.
We'll go ahead and get Malik. What's the name from Liberty, or where he's at school at?
Yeah.
Then we find another retread quarterback and do it all over again next year.
Malik Willis.
And here's the thing: are the Saints going to be as good without Drew Brees?
I like.
It'll be better without Drew Brees.
I like James Winston, but we don't know.
You talking about Drew Brees last year? Drew Brees?
We don't know.
You talking about Drew Brees last year? You talking about Drew Brees last year?
Without Drew Brees, period.
Well, I think obviously, how many games they win last year? Like 10 or 11?
Won 11.
I think that Justice Winslow is better than Brees was last year. Brees was trash last year. Let's get it right. He wasn't a good quarterback last year. Sorry.
Hey, James Winston's playing Aaron Rodgers right now.
James Winston's got arm, man.
He does.
Best touch ball in the league. I've always said it, man. Best touch ball in the league.
34 yards versus 3 for 5, 13 yards. Good. Aaron Rodgers is playing like Fitzpatrick so far. It's early, but I just wanted to say that because Fitzpatrick had 13 yards passing. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, you had 2 drives.
Hey, hopefully you get well, man. Heal up, man.
Right.
I don't know how
Please do, because if Heineke isn't the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that some of this fan base thinks he is, we're going to need him back.
Yeah, we need to see what.
But here's the thing: if he's out for a couple weeks, all you Heineke stands, you now have the opportunity to win me over.
Oh, Cam!
To prove to me that he can do the things that you think he can do on a consistent basis.
I just want to be a football team.
Stay healthy.
Like, can we ever get there? Can we ever get there where we don't necessarily have to love the backup?
Yes, win. We have to win.
Yeah, when we got Cam over here. What?
No, we need to have a good quarterback and one more time behind him. That's what it needs to be.
Drew Lock. Hell no, man. He got beat up by Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, I wanted Teddy. I wanted Teddy.
I think we all wanted Teddy at some point.
I did not. I'm a Louisville guy, and I didn't want him.
That's because you want Cam.
No, I would have took Teddy.
I would have took him over Fitz. But I'm saying that if there's a list of quarterbacks out there, I'm gonna be like, ooh, get him Teddy.
Yeah, Andy's right. This felt like a previous season game 1, didn't it?
It felt like a previous season's game, period.
Same pain each year, Andy.
It could be week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and this year's 17.
Maybe next offseason, the year we start playing these guys some preseason games, some meaningful preseason snaps.
It blows my mind though how some of the fan base isn't frustrated by this. Like I don't know how you can start slow every year in, year out. I'm like, you know what? We're supposed to lose our first 5 out of 7 games. Like, what the fuck, man? Like who lives like that? I don't.
We do, because we've won. We did it in 05. We did it in 07. We did it in 2012. We did it in 2015, and we did it in 2020. We do this every time.
But dude, like we haven't won 11 games since like 1991.
I know.
Like
I'm aware.
I know I'm preaching to the choir. Like I know, like everyone, the 4 people fucking talking here understand that, but like, and everyone watching understands that. But it's something's got to give. I don't care, man. Like, win the fucking game at home versus a team. Like, for us to say, like, hey, they didn't really win that game. We gave it to them. Like, that's crazy.
It's really crazy considering when you watched it when their quarterback actually played well too. I mean, he did his thing. He didn't do anything definitely lose that game. That quarterback, he did turn it over twice though.
Hey, Andy, just retweet this because it's live on Periscope as well. Tell them to come here and talk shit to us, and I'll tell them to fuck off. I don't care. You can call bloody cunts in the text.
Please do, because there's a lot to be mad about in this game. All right, we did not get enough pressure from the front four. Now, granted, like I said, Del Rio takes some of the blame for that because we did not blitz at all the way we should. We were doing 4-man rush.
Hey, Frank, no, he didn't play this week.
Andy Golden was inactive, Frank.
He's not really inactive. He's on the practice squad, so he needs to be elevated from the practice squad and then actually make a game day roster. I think he could be good. And when we saw of AGG last year, he was dealing with a nagging injury. I know Phil is waving his head violently. I can't even see his face. It's blurred. But he had that option sweep or jet sweep. And he ran.
He got murdered on the tackle.
He got murdered. He did. He got hit really hard, and it kind of changed things. But his speed was kind of deceptive. Like, whoa, that dude's actually got some jets on him. I think he could be good. I don't know. I think he has a good IQ. I'm not sure if that equates to a good football IQ, but I'm not ready to hang up the hat on him yet. Neither is the coaching staff. That's why he's still here.
De'Ami Brown is what we thought AGG was going to be, talent-wise.
No. Do not let Hopkins kick any more 50-plus yard field goals.
We were feeling him for a minute, though.
Yeah, dude, was it Chris McDaniel? I forget which Chris said it, but, like, where are the fans out there talking shit about Hopkins?
No. Fred said that, too. Fred said –
you can't – Fred, I love you. Chris, I love you, man, but, like, you cannot puff your chest about on 3 for 3. Like, come on, man. Like,
you hit all of them. When you hit all of them, I'll start talking shit about you, Hopkins. When you hit every one of them, I'll stop talking shit about you. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You gotta hit every one of them, not most of them. Every one of them. ERRY, every one of them. Then I'll stop talking about you. Sorry. It's just they just do dumb shit, man. And I'm telling you, I mean, I'm gonna give the players more of a pass this game, except for those damn fumbles. But I'm like, Ron has to be responsible for this, man. It's on him. You got to go for it on 4th and 5. If you talk that much shit about your defense, then trust them that if you can't get it, they'll get the ball back then.
Roger.
Not 4 or 5 minutes later, or not never as it ended up. You know what I'm saying? Never.
Roger, I'm going to agree and disagree with Roger here. All right. Turner does it, I think, himself. We ran a lot of shotgun runs that were very successful. AG doesn't run the Adrian Peterson, I got to be deep in the backfield and the quarterback's under center kind of run game. He does well off the shotgun. And I think that since our passing game is predicated off shotgun, you have to have a run game that's predicated off shotgun. Otherwise, the defense knows what you're going to do. This is what happened to us when Jay Gruden was coaching and Bill Callahan was calling the running game. So you can't do that where you have your run game and your pass game are mismatched. All right, so we go under center, or we go from shotgun instead of under center. You give AG the ball. They did a lot of good misdirection stuff. I actually liked how the run game was coordinated. I wanted to see more of it. Our offensive line run blocks pretty well. They just don't pass block for shit.
Man, that out route they threw, that Herbert threw to Williams to pretty much get the game-leading touchdown. We turned the ball over on the 5-yard line. Like, that was so obvious that it was one of the two options. There was no running back in the backfield. It was going to be an out on the right or a screen on the left. And he faked the screen through the out, and he was just standing there, dog. Like,
he wasn't standing there. Juice was on him, but just he put him back shoulder. It was a beautiful pass.
It looked like he played inside on him, but I'm like, get him off that guy.
He took a step. He took one step too far back, I think.
I would have just got him off that guy. He's been killing him all game. Williams been killing that dude all game. Get him off that guy on 35.
Yeah, but Williams was doing it against whoever. We just know the two plays in particular against St. Jude.
They should have put Fuller and Williams on Williams and fucking
William Jackson looked good today.
Yeah,
One thing I will say about defensive backs, these receivers made a lot of catches with a hand in their face and a hand in their chest. Defensive back right on.
You also made a lot of catches wide the fuck open too.
Yeah, but let's be real.
Kevin from the Charger Chat podcast wants to come back on. Should I invite him back on?
Yes, bring him on so I can cry in front of him.
Hold on. Let me set this up. Hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking, guys. I'm trying to set this up.
Yeah, but I want to know where that 24-13 prediction he had was.
He was almost right. Hell.
No. He predicted an 11-point win. They won by 4. He was off by a touchdown.
Man, that's because they need the ball. You didn't think they was going to score again inside the fucking 8-yard line?
I don't know. We held them enough times on other drives. Point is, it was a close game.
It was a good game.
We could have won. We didn't. Because our offensive line played like shit.
Shiznit.
Come to Michigan, have the same show, just a different team. It sucks. Yeah, it does, Frank.
Yeah, man, I'm Michigan, so I'm fine.
I'm a Louisville guy, Frank. So I know exactly.
Frank, I'm a Penn State dude. I'm a Penn State dude. I can have that conversation any day of the week.
Yep.
Get into the comments, Lee. I'm trying to invite the Charger Chat podcast on.
We did beat Michigan in the NCAA championship in basketball though, and had to give that one back. You know what I'm saying? Because of strippers. But
close game, we could have won, but we didn't. Where have I heard this before? Oh wait, Washington. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Except last season. Last season, here we won close games, but we got our ass kicked. And we made it close at the end, like the Lions and the Giants game. But other than that, we were getting our ass kicked when we lost. So it is what it is. This team was up 16-13 and fumbled the ball away on their own 5. That's where the game turned. But I still liked how AG played today running the ball. I think he ran with purpose. I think a couple times Patterson ran the ball, especially that one that got called back because of that phantom holding call against Sheriff. Which, by the way, God, Sheriff.
That sucked.
3 penalties today.
I'm not mad at the holding so much as I am the fucking false start. That's a mental.
I'm mad at the holding because it was the opposite side of the fucking line. We ran left. He's on the right. I'm mad.
I don't think he really held on that though. When you watch it,
I'm still mad at that, though,
but still.
But the false start call on short yardage situation that kills you, man. You
got a false start and a holding penalty in the same drive.
I'm with you, Andy. I'm sick of hearing Washington beat Washington.
Slater owned Chase Young today too, by the way. On run plays especially. They ran it aside. He pushed him out of the way a few times.
Let me scroll back up to Roger Smith's comment. I don't want to hear shit about this front 4. He didn't say shit, but I am. I don't want to hear about this front 4. They're overrated. I don't know if they're overrated, but they definitely didn't play up to their ability today.
They got some mid pitch. They got some mid in the interior line pass rush. But to their credit, they did get the ball out of their hands. Like they hiked it, took 2 steps or 3 steps, it was out. They were getting through, and it was out.
We weren't even running any stunts. I mean, like legit, right. We're just running our front 4.
Yeah.
Dropping 7 in coverage, and he's still picking us apart.
It wouldn't matter if we ran stunts because he's getting the ball out anyways.
And if you want to take it one step further, I'm going to go back. Where's Fred? Because he'll love it when I say this. What did they beat us a lot on? Slants over the middle. Herbert goes back, takes 1 step back out of shotgun, boom, out of his hand, slant over the middle. Why don't we run that ever?
Stupid.
Andy, you're right. And you know what? Sometimes getting punched in the mouth is the best thing that can happen to you. And I hope that happens. Slater didn't own Chase because Chase didn't play on Slater's side of the ball most of the time. In fact, one of the few times Chase was over Slater, Slater bailed inside.
Hey. When you look at the
Chase basically got a half sack in that game.
Didn't get credit for it, but
they didn't get credit for it. But they
total tackles. I think he won 1 tackle, 2 for assist.
You got to have a sack, right?
Chase played. I will say, Chase played better late in the game. He also had deflected pass.
Did he get a half a sack or that one go to Allen?
No, they gave to Allen, but he
gave a full sack to Allen.
Basically pushed it to Allen.
Yeah, I mean, he had a hand on.
So Allen ended up with 2 sacks, right?
He didn't get 2 sacks.
One for Allen, one for Sweat.
By the way, Sweat was the one who was facing Slater most of the game. But I don't know what they thought they were going to do against this team. I will say this: hey, look, until we gave them the ball at the 5-yard line, we did shut out their offense in the entire second half. Again,
Ron has
we are good at making adjustments on defense in the second half. I wish we would come into games with a game plan that didn't put us in a position where we had to do that.
I agree with Roger.
Yes. Ron had his press conference yet?
I don't know.
If your players aren't made for the lineup under center, let me ask you something. How many times did Justin Herbert run out of lineup under center? None. He was in shotgun the whole game too.
But he was killing us from shotgun, whereas we weren't. Like we were killing.
We ran the ball well out of shotgun because that's how we run the ball. We outrushed them,
but you can get past the formation as far as like smash mouth though. Like obviously
we ran the ball well though. Like
but we didn't do enough.
That's what I'm saying is that
you said 30 times. You said 30 times we run the ball like you have a chance to win. We didn't do that. And that's what's frustrating. And I get it. Like we gave Antonio Gibson the ball, 5-yard line. He tried to make
that happens. That happens.
It happens. It does happen. But like you had said it as well in the group. You're like, hey, keep feeding him. Like make sure his confidence stays up. And we sort of did it, but we really didn't. I'm just not a fan of Scott Turner, man. Like he literally has to like win me back, man. He does.
Scott Turner's, I swear to God, it's like he's always close to getting it right, but he doesn't.
So
Lowy got a point.
Lowy, I want to ask you then. So we kept them 20 points. It was a game-losing fumble from AG. Chargers are a playoff team. Are we a playoff team?
We should be.
We both finished 7-9 last year. So I want to know if you think the Washington football team is a playoff team as well.
And
if they are, why didn't we win this game at home?
Because we didn't play like a playoff team.
You fucker. So he says
they played like a playoff team. We
Roger
played
says
like
no. Lowy says 9 wins, maybe just short.
I still say 10 wins this division, and it's not like the season's over. And that's the beauty of a 17-game season. You now have the season is just a little bit longer. You have one more game to make something happen. Look, we threw the ball 22, 23, 26 times because I don't count any of the running plays as or the quarterback scrambles as run plays. So we had 26 passing plays.
Why?
Damn, Dev, you're on crack.
Why come at you though, bro?
I know, but he says it's Dev's crack pipe.
I know.
Dev's crack pipe. What'd I do?
Nothing. That's why I'm laughing. Phil's talking shit. He's saying give Dev his crack pipe back.
Oh,
but here's the thing too. All right, so we had 27 pass plays as opposed to 23 run plays. I mean, I like that there's a balance, but that should have been flipped.
Man, would have been flipped if you don't fumble the fucking ball inside the 5.
Maybe. You
had to throw the last drive. Not really, I guess. You had like 8-9 minutes. But the point is, though, I sent y'all that play, by the way, where Bostic clearly is just following that guy up the seam. He's guarding the guy that gets the ball. It's like he just walks off of him and runs into the flat. The guard dude that already has a guy in the flat. Like, why are you worried about a guy catching the ball 7 yards with somebody already in front of him versus a guy running behind you on 3rd and 17? Like, that is not a coaching problem. That's a player problem. Bostic's been playing too long in the league.
Terrible in coverage. Man. He was terrible last year.
Why is he out there? Why isn't Kaliki Hudson, who basically all he can do is cover, why isn't he out there on that? Like, what's going on, man?
Yeah,
doesn't-
check this out, y'all. I just put it in the comments, so if you can click it, please do. But yeah, Bostic decides to cover the tight end running into the flat, 10 yards short of the first down marker versus the longer running wide receiver Allen in the middle.
And there was already somebody in the flat guarding that. Like,
Yeah,
he would have been tackled anyway.
Bostic does never. Bostic. This is the thing he doesn't do in coverage. He does not drop back. He always plays shallow. If he should drop back 15 yards, he'll drop back 8. That was something he did all season last year. What kind of masked that was the fact that Cole Holcomb could actually drop back in coverage and did. In fact,
so
whenever
we have Kevin from the Charger chat, he's smiling before I even let him in the room. Before he comes in and can defend himself, we're just going to give him a middle finger. It's respectfully. We still love him. Come on, Dev, give it up, give it up, give it up. Give him the finger, give him the finger. There we go. All right, so now we'll let him in the room.
Put my dick up and make it 3 middle fingers.
Welcome you to the pod.
I don't have enough weed to deal with you today, Kevin. I don't have enough, man.
I love it, dude. It was fun interacting with you, Dev, on Twitter, man. You kept it fun. That was rad.
Kevin, I hate you so much.
What a game, dude. That was nuts. That was such a roller coaster.
We choked that one away, bro.
Woo.
So honestly,
I got a lot of bad calls too, by the way.
Yeah,
I want to ask you a question as a Chargers fan.
Yeah.
How do you feel moving forward, looking at the way you played Washington today?
I'm feeling great. We threw for over 300, on one of the best defenses in the league, and I still feel like you guys are going to be one of the best defenses in the league. I just think we were able to pull it together and make it happen. Just stupid penalties. Like, I think we lost so much momentum. We drove it so many times. It got down into the red zone. We just that weird. I don't know. Somebody's getting fired for that throw, the fumble into the, touchback. Like, I don't know how you review that and say that was a fumble. That was crazy.
I think they fucked up, and then when you review it, you can't turn it away because it's not obvious.
I did say they owed us for the non-call and the face mask earlier in the game. So
there were a couple non-calls that, there's some karma going around for sure.
It was definitely a trade-off. It was like stupid call against the Chargers, stupid call against Washington, back and forth with that. It was not a well-officiated game.
Holding
penalty, it didn't exist. Brandon Scherf, of course, draws 2 penalties on the same drive where we're actually moving the ball.
Yeah.
Killer, man.
It was funny because as much as people can say, well, the Chargers shot themselves in the foot, they could have scored 40. We could say the same thing. That we shot ourselves in the foot. We could have done it too.
Both our teams were shooting at our feet. We were both shooting, and we just hit ourselves one less time in the foot. That's all that happened.
That's really how this game went. Now the thing is,
momentum shift was that fumble, the Gibson fumble on the goal line. That sealed it. Really, that was, you guys had so much momentum going in there, and that flipped all the momentum.
That's what I'm saying. We were winning up to that point. That's why I keep trying to remind these guys. Despite all that, we were winning. We played a better second half, but then we gave the momentum away, and then Chargers could do whatever they wanted to after that.
This is just I'm.
We do this. Here's the thing: we do this. This is what our franchise does year in, year out.
I'm just thinking of moral victories, though.
Yeah, we have moral victories.
Yeah, that's what this feels like. Again, it is literally Groundhog Day. Andy said it earlier. Oh, we lost 2016. They didn't really beat us. We beat ourselves. Like, we're going to be better. Like, I'm sick and tired of that.
They beat us because they made less mistakes than we did. But at the same time, that just tells you it's not a matter of talent. It's a matter of tightness and how you're playing and what you're doing. And that comes down to coaching.
It's almost like
fundamentals. And that comes down to what we've been saying this whole time. Scott Turner, what are you doing?
You can't blame Scott because the offense was better with somebody else behind the wheel, man. You got it's Ron.
Scott called a better game with Taylor behind the wheel,
man. You called
I'm telling you, if we went, I don't think he called a better. We would put up 30 on everybody.
I don't think
the way we move the ball when we're in no huddle.
I don't think he called a better offense. They only went no huddle because they had to. It was like halftime.
No. In the third quarter, there were times where we switched it up and went from a regular paced offense. Suddenly we're no huddle. We converted a 4th and 1 off of a no huddle.
Yeah, it's a 4th and 1 though. He just ran over the line. I'm talking about that wasn't like part of the. It wasn't like an offense.
We were doing that off and on, and every time we went to a quick huddle or no huddle, we were more effective. Man, we have something here.
They were more effective because they had a quarterback that could be mobile. Fitz was just back there getting hammered, or he was throwing the ball short because he was scared of getting hammered. I mean, that's how I saw it. I saw Heineke get out there and they was getting through, and he was running through and making a couple of guys miss to get a pass off or running for
I'll tell
7
you,
yards on 3rd and long. Like
that, both of our lines look like the septic pipes at FedEx Field today.
Hopefully the poo-poo juice was going on Chargers fans. Kevin, did you see that?
I did. I saw the video. It looked like it was all over your guys' fans. It was a lot of Redskins fans. But like didn't realize what it was. The guy was like laughing. He's like, "Oh man, it's wet." And then the one lady's like, "Oh, there's shit right there." Like, whoa.
It's hot dog water times 1 million. Like, hot dog water smells really bad. Raw sewage. And Steve had said it earlier that the FedEx Field or the football team tweeted that it was rainwater. It's been dry as hell in Maryland
for the past 3 days.
Look, I got a neighbor. I got a neighbor whose like house got caught on fire before, and like they were rebuilding everything. It's still like kind of a dump, but the septic tank blew. So and he's like uphill from us, so we're like downhill from him next yard. So it's running over to the driveway. And my son, who's in a wheelchair, will get off this bus and he had to wheel his hands through the fucking, I called the health department like 6 times, man, to tell him I got like an 8-year-old that's paralyzed, has to wheel his wheelchair through the neighbor's sewage, run over into our yard. They still haven't stopped that shit. I pretty much had to go over there and draw up on him one time. And it's
Loey's comment. Year 2 rebuild, chill guys, a division win, heavy chases, raised expectations. That's the thing, Loey. The expectations are higher. We need to play to and above those expectations, not play to our old expectations.
Versus another 7-9 team. I get it. It's a new season. There's new expectations. The Chargers are not the Chargers from 2020. I get that. We shouldn't be the Washington football team from 2020 either.
Man, you can't beat yourself, dude. You can't fumble the ball. You can't fumble the ball inside the 5-yard line, man. If you lose the game because they did some shit to whoop you, not because they got to complete a 5-yard pass to win a game that you gave them. You can't lose that. You can't go up the field and have a 4th and 5 and be like, "Oh, I trust my defense," and not go for it, and then trust your defense and take a minute off the clock while you decide to get a penalty on a punt. Like, that's ignorant. If you was gonna punt the fucking ball, punt the fucking ball. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and wait a minute to punt a ball.
Yep.
If you don't, you might as well let your team go for it on 4th and 5 and not get it. It's the same difference, man.
Especially when there's only a 17-yard differential in yardage.
Loss was on Ryan, bro. It's dumb. It's dumb.
That was because we got that penalty on it too. It would have been a 27-yard difference had it not been.
Yeah, but it's still embarrassing to lose to a rookie coach at home, man. I'm sorry. Like that still is what annoys me.
Not only that, you cut a guy who was one of the higher rated slot corners in the league for a rookie who got roasted up like 100 times, dog. Why would you even put a rookie on Keenan Allen anyways, bro? The guys we been on the team with the number 1 pass defense last year in the league can't even guard him. Why would you put a dude that ain't played?
Juice did not play much on Keenan.
Man, watch the game. Watch the play where he iced the game at the end. How Juice watched the dude run right in front of him, and then Boston runs right behind him on the cover.
I'll say he had enough key plays. He had enough key plays on the touchdown pass. On the touchdown pass, he was on Williams, who called it out. It was a good catch. But damn, man, every time he's on a play, you say, "Well, that was a good catch." Obviously, something's wrong with your defense. Every time the dude's making a play on you. The Chargers fan,
I'm just sitting here not sure what to do. I want to jump in and say something, but you guys are beating each other up. I know
that's why you love it.
I'm just taking
you're looking at the Family Feud, and you're just like, I have nothing to say. They're beating each other up.
It's like the U.S. government, man. Let's just do some shit that make everybody else hate each other. You just stand back and watch it, and we'll be like heroes, and we'll give them a check.
Who do you guys play next week? Who you guys playing next week?
The Giants on Thursday.
Okay.
It don't matter. It don't matter who we play next week if we beat ourselves again. It's like you playing the Chargers and Washington.
But that's what I was saying. Like when we talked last time, is like I think a lot of people were sleeping on the Chargers this year, and you saw what Herbert did against you guys. Like that's just rare. That's not going to happen with most quarterbacks you run into. So I wouldn't feel as bad about the defensive play and what you guys did and gave up some of that stuff. I just think it's just I think that's just Justin doing his thing. So
yeah, we got like five of our next 7 quarterbacks are better than Justin. That we got to play against.
Who?
Name them off, Rod.
Giants.
I said 5 of the 7. I ain't
Oh,
say
God.
7 of the next 7, bro.
Well, I'll check back in 7 weeks, and we'll see who torched you up more, the Chargers or whoever you're about to play.
So
Aaron Rodgers,
I'll tell you who we
Patrick
have ready
Mahomes.
now. So we
yeah,
have
Aaron Rodgers,
Allen.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh
We
Allen in
have
a
Daniel
row.
Jones week 2 on Thursday. He's not better than Herbert. We have Josh Allen week 3 versus the Bills. Debate. It's close. Josh
It's not
Allen,
debatable, man.
No,
That is very debatable.
It's
No,
not
it is.
debatable. Come
No,
on,
man.
man.
Listen, Josh Allen had a great season last year with Tom Brady outside the AFC East, and people are calling him a kind of an MVP candidate and all this other stuff. But the jury, for me at least, the jury's still out on Josh Allen. He played like you just said earlier too, Deb. He played like shit versus the Steelers today. So I'm not gonna call him a fucking league MVP. We have Matt Ryan week 4. He's a dying player.
Nigga got an MVP award. So
Jameis Winston. Nah.
What are you talking about? None of these guys are better than Herbert,
Mahomes.
bro. You're out of your mind.
I said
I
5
hear
out of
one.
7.
I've heard one name so far.
Mahomes so far, and then you have Aaron Rodgers.
2.
Those are the 2.
Josh Allen's better than him. Stop it,
You're
man.
right.
Right
They're
now.
pretty close, dude. I think
Right
they're pretty
now.
close. Look at Josh Allen year 1 and year 2 versus Justin Herbert year 1 and year 2.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna be better. I'm saying right now.
Hey,
better.
you're arguing the point that I think you guys are going to have a better matchups. Don't argue with me. Just say yeah, Herbert was rad. I'm going to have weaker quarterbacks coming up. Just enjoy that. That was.
I don't think we are. I don't think we are going to have weaker quarterbacks.
Well, first of all,
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is part owner of this franchise. He's 4-0 against us.
He is 4-0 versus us.
Now, granted, I should say that we're 0-4 against the Giants. That's a little bit more accurate because it's not like Daniel Jones is just blowing us away every time.
Last game.
That's arguable. Nonetheless, we pissed away. We pulled the same thing we did today is what we did against the first game against the Giants last year when Kyle Allen had 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter to lose that game. It's like we always find a way to just not be good enough, and it's very frustrating because it's year in, year out. Now, granted, this year's hit's a little different because of the fact that the expectation is that we should be better than what we were today. Period.
I think you guys are gonna be. There's gonna be a lot more 3 and outs in the coming weeks. It just wasn't the day for it. You know what I mean? Like your defense is stout. It's gonna be good. I wouldn't. You don't want to give credit to Justin, but I think you should a little bit and it'll make everything coming up a little easier.
Kev, do you know your guys?
That's a good point.
Look. If that happens and the Chargers are like 6-7-1 after come mid-season, then that'd be the case.
I'll check back in 7 weeks. It'll be good.
Man, he played well, but Washington still should have won that game. That's what pisses you off about it.
Do you know your guys' third down conversion percentage today?
It was ridiculous. Like
14 out of 19, 73%. Right. Pathetic. And
5-yard passes all day on a.
By the way, I will say this, Kevin. Your prediction of 75% passing for Herbert did not.
It was close. It was 68 or something. I was close.
Oh, that's average for a good quarterback in the NFL.
Fucking shit. God damn it, Phil.
What are you talking about?
Oh, my
Phil,
God.
you're out of your mind. Deb, you're out of your mind.
I didn't say that shit. I ain't co-sign that shit.
Oh, no. He went logo on us. He went logo.
In the NFL, there's a big difference between 68 and 75%. You know who was?
There was like 4 or 5 legitimate drops by the Chargers wide receivers.
Yes.
He was close.
We had a few of those too.
20 yards.
Look, we had a few of those too. You put those back in our hands, and Taylor Heineke's over 75%.
I don't have what Heineke had. What was his attempts? I wasn't even close
to it.
He
had 15.
Wasn't even close to what Justin did. Not even close.
Yeah, he had 30 passes in the first half.
Was.
He had 30 passes in the first half for like 170-something yards is what Herbert had, right? I think if I'm looking at that number, like he threw 30 times, only had 170 yards, I feel like that's a win. That means really he was just throwing 6-7 yard 5-yard passes.
Well, here's what happened. Here's what happened. I think the game plan was these short, we're worried about your rush. The rush didn't come. So then we could start throwing it down the field at the second half of the game.
You didn't do that at all except for that 3rd and 17.
What are you talking about? How many passes over 15 yards did he have? I'd love to look this up. It was like an incredible amount of passes over 15 yards. Incredible amount.
Think so?
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way, man. I mean, obviously you made the big ones when you needed them. But, I mean, it didn't feel like the whole game, or at least the second half, he was doing that. Basically felt like at the end of the game that he was throwing 5-yard passes and all that. And we could stop it. And then we turned the ball over inside the 5. Guess who's the master at 5-yard passes the whole game?
So your point is that your defense just played really bad.
Basically,
Justin is really good. You got to pick.
Justin
dancing in the middle somewhere.
Justin is really good. Don't get it twisted.
It doesn't help that our defense plays.
It doesn't help that a guy just blows the coverage and he's wide open on 3rd and 17. Like the game could be different,
they weren't
man.
blowing coverage, dude. These were like contested catches. You had guys on people.
Man, that
no
3rd and 17 wasn't contested. He caught the ball, fell on a 3rd and 17. He caught the ball, fell on the ground, and they tagged him. He caught the ball and was laying on the ground waiting for
that's
tag.
One out of how many attempts
on the 3rd and 6 to end the game, because all they had to do is stop you on the 3rd and 6. You had to kick a field goal. We get the ball with a minute left.
What do you do? His camera can't even keep up with him. It's just frozen. It just can't handle it. It just can't handle the anger.
on 3rd and 17. I don't know what's going on here. Can y'all hear me though? At least
there's too much camera.
Right. On 3rd and 17 though, they had the ball, man. On 3rd and 7. We had to stop them. Y'all kicked the field goal. Y'all only up 7 points with a minute left. Anything can happen. But what happens? They blow a coverage, and the best receiver on both sides of the field is just wide open for 7 yards and laying on the ground. Like, how does that happen, man? If you're the number 1 pass defense and number 1 pass rush in the league, how does a guy who's an all-pro receiver just be wide the fuck open? That doesn't make sense.
Horrible scheming, man.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be. Ron, look, you can't tell me you cut one of the top slot corners in the league and put a rookie in, and then you get roasted playing a rookie.
Well, all I gotta say is that we gotta do better on time of possession, and that involves running the ball more. I'm gonna keep hammering that one away because look, we outrushed the Chargers, despite being in a situation where you think we'd be throwing the ball a lot. We did outrush the Chargers. It was a heavy dose of Antonio Gibson. He went 20 carries for 90 yards. He ended up with 90 yards.
Twice. And he fumbled twice.
All right. He did fumble twice.
And dropped 2 or 3
he
passes.
lost. Yeah. But remember, I always told you that I always had a problem with the fact that Antonio Gibson is a natural body catcher. He's not a hands catcher. And I said that's always going to be a little bit of a problem until he learns how to be a hand catcher. That's why he drops balls, is that he's used to catching it with his body instead of catching it with his hands. But nonetheless, he's got to run the damn ball more, man, because, look, it's going to set up your pass. We're not a team that's predicated on just bombing on people, especially if we're not going to have the Mad Bomber and Fitzpatrick back there. So why not? Now, I mean, look, if Heineke didn't throw every ball, high, I'd probably feel more comfortable. But I hope these receivers hold on to the ball because high passes getting tipped up in the air lead to interceptions.
They better be practicing hard tomorrow, man. I mean,
there's no off day. No, you do not get an off day after this.
No,
when the stadium clears out,
I have them banging on Wednesday, man. Right. I don't give a damn. Like, obviously not, but it's you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Look, I have to put my faith in the tailor-made man.
All right, well, hey, guys, it was a pleasure jumping back in. I got to hop out and do some celebrating with my friends, so I will check with you guys later.
Kevin from Charger Chat.
No, it was awesome, man. It was a real pleasure. It's fun talking to you guys again. And hang in there, dude. I got you guys against the Giants next week for sure.
I hope so, man. Good luck versus Dallas. Whoop their ass for us, man.
Well, please do.
Want nothing more in the world to help you guys out with that.
Absolutely. Take care.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, boys.
Cheers.
Thanks.
So, yeah, man, I think that
he's more optimistic about us than we are.
We're used to this. He's not. So
maybe that is part of the reason why we look on the downside sometimes, because we are conditioned to be that way.
It is. I just want to be good.
Look, I took a lot of joy in that catch that McLaurin made down the sidelines. It was not a pretty pass, but look, at this point, I'm really ready to kind of give up my criticisms of Heineke, because if shit happens that's good, despite how ugly some of the plays he throws he makes are, whatever. But I always have in the back of my mind, he has got to keep that ball humming down more. It's got to stay down. Joe, you're right. We need to see Patterson more. I'm great with Antonio Gibson getting 20 carries. Give Patterson like 10. That's your 30 right there.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. And you need a little bit of thunder and lightning. If you remember Brandon Jacobs and Tiki Barber for the Giants, a couple years back. That was a great combo. And obviously Patterson isn't as big as a Brandon Jacobs, but he has that type of punishing body.
He runs like Maurice Jones-Drew.
He does.
And he's built like him.
He does. And if we can get that, yeah, I'm all for that, man. Get someone to spell him. He's a little bit different than a McKissick. McKissick is a little bit shiftier, more of a pass catching running back like a Chris Thompson was for us. But yeah, if Patterson could come in and give a little bit of the boomstick, I'm all for that, man. I definitely would like to see him more.
Look, and I love the way our running backs run the ball because they run hard. They always lean forward. They finish runs forward. I like that.
Yeah,
use it more.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. As far as running backs finishing forward for the Washington football team like that, I don't like our linebackers finishing backwards.
Oh God, yeah.
They need to hit the weight room. There's been several instances today where our linebackers took the brunt of collisions and went backwards.
The only guy, what sucks is that the only one of our backers who's physically dominant enough when he's running forward into a blocker is Bostic because Bostic's got enough weight to him.
Yeah.
Holcomb and Davis are speed guys. They are not big physical dudes. Joe, I don't think there'll be a quarterback change if Heineke doesn't play well. Heineke's going to get his chance. This is going to be his chance now.
I thought Jamie Davis was a big dude, ain't he?
Jamie Davis is tall, but he's only about 234, which means that he's – here's the thing. Jamie Davis is 6'4", 234. That's pretty light for 6'4" at linebacker. He's not stout. He's quick. He's really quick. He's fast.
They didn't really do much on the ground anyways, but it's just
I
said, they had 30 passes in the first half and only had 170 yards. That means they were nickel and diming the shit out of us, man. And we can't stop it because our guys aren't getting to the locations and getting to their zones fast enough.
We need to blitz more, though. We really do. We didn't blitz, and that's why they were able to pick us apart. When we put pressure up the middle or on the edge with an extra guy, we were collapsing that pocket more.
I felt Landon Collins blitz a few, or somebody came down the middle a few times.
Not frequently enough. No. A good defensive line can work against a 5-man protection. He can't do it against a 6-7-man protection. You can't put 4 guys against 6-7 men and expect them to beat them all the time. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're gonna have to legitly take Bostic out of every pass down scenario. Every third down scenario, you got to take him out the game. I don't understand it.
4-2-5. I've been screaming this.
But the 5 defensive backs you got out there, Juice and McTire got in the game was crazy to me. I didn't.
Jackson Fuller to corners, and then you have McCain, Curl, Collins. Boom.
I don't understand.
That should be your
McTire was out there. It seemed like McTire was out there half the game too, getting roasted. I mean, it's him or Juice was getting killed, man, on third downs. They was going for them immediately.
Oh, boys.
Just rewatch it. I know y'all probably rewatched the game tonight, but I'm telling you rewatch that game. They were going at those guys exclusively, man. They couldn't.
All I gotta say is that the big thing in the passing game is get Terry involved. Yeah. When he gets the ball in his hands, things happen, and we saw that today. That catch was one of the greatest displays of concentration I've ever seen.
That was a good catch.
That was incredible. I thought it was an interception.
I think Heineke saw a penalty and threw it. I think Heineke saw. Well, he got the penalty was a roll up on him though, wasn't it?
The penalty was pass interference, wasn't it?
No, it was a roll up.
No, it was illegal hands to the face.
Oh, I think maybe he saw the flag and threw it because that was crazy. If you watch the throw, it's crazy how he threw short.
That short arm. The angle on that pass was like what?
It was crazy how he got it up.
He just fucking mortar run.
He threw it
yes. It was a high angle pass.
Yeah. It was crazy, man. I seen
that ball dropped. That ball dropped at an angle that I don't think any of those defensive backs have ever seen.
Yeah, it was such a weird, and he was open enough to throw it. He wasn't nobody was coming to hit him. Obviously they came to hit him, but he wasn't it wasn't like an emergency throw. I think he saw a flag and threw it. I personally think that's what happened.
No, because the flag came as he was releasing the ball.
Okay. It's still crazy.
It was just, I was like, I saw him throw that and I went, oh, Jesus, because the first thing I thought was that's going to get picked.
No, I thought somebody must be wide the fuck open. That's what I thought. I said somebody must be wide because he like just lost. It was like a jump shot almost. It's like he must.
Rod's right. It looked like a mortar round. That is the best way to describe that pass.
Yeah, it was a huge like.
The weird thing is, it didn't even look like he intended to throw the ball that way. The way his arm moved and the way the ball came out did not match at all.
I know what Mark Bullock has that pitch on.
I'll take it. Give me weird ass angle and weird ass looking passes if they're going to be completed for 37 yards. I will take it.
Yeah, do you guys have an update status on Fitzpatrick?
No, he's there. He
got a messed up hip. I don't know what.
Yeah, that's gonna linger.
I mean, he definitely probably won't be able to play against the Giants, right? So we're looking at Allen and Heineke.
Yep.
Allen probably won't be bad either because he's mobile. I'm just saying, I don't have any hate toward Fitz. I just think that if today was indicative, however you say the fucking word, yeah, whatever that is, whatever. If today is,
hold on. I got an update for you here.
Cam Newton signs Washington.
Oh, never mind. But apparently it says Taylor Heineke said that when Ryan Fitzpatrick and him talked as he left the field, Fitzpatrick mentioned it was only his third time leaving the field due to injury. That's pretty tough.
That means
That's just our luck.
That means 17 years you've been benched. 14.
Here's the thing:
not good enough.
In 2011, Fitzpatrick got 2 ribs cracked against us, and he never left the game.
Well, that still just means in 17 years, 14 of it, he's been just not good enough to play.
Roger, what's the score of the Chiefs game right now?
I'm watching the red zone.
22-10 Browns.
Wow.
I told y'all Kansas City ain't gonna be as good.
Left in the half.
I told y'all Kansas City ain't gonna be as good. Y'all ain't gonna listen.
Saints are Saints are up 17-0 on the Packers.
Right.
Ooh, we think that Jameis Winston gonna be a big bust.
I told y'all he's gonna ball.
Jameis Winston is 9 for 12 for 65 yards and 2 touchdowns.
What's Hill? Hill thrown any or played any?
Hill's throwing 1 pass for 3 yards.
I better win this damn fantasy.
You see Lance throw a touchdown pass, man. Read option pass
5-yard thing.
Here's the key: New Orleans is running the ball down Green Bay's throat.
Right, Joe. I agree, Joe Harris.
Joe, I'm sorry, but you haven't watched Fitz. If you think he's not mobile,
I mean, he's not mobile enough.
Yeah,
he's plenty mobile.
He has some mobility to him, but I don't call him mobile.
Right.
He's not a running quarterback.
I don't think he's mobile enough to escape a blitz. I think he's mobile enough to escape a pass rush. If it's just 4 linemen coming in and one gets through, he can make a move right and get out. But I don't think if you send overload on one side, if the line breaks, I don't think he's getting away ever. I think he's going to be good enough to step forward and throw it or get down, man.
Agree.
And
I'll tell you what, this is a weird week. Let's also keep in mind this has been a weird week. All right, Bengals came back and beat the Vikings. Steelers came back and beat the Bills. The Eagles look like world beaters. That's impossible. The the Cardinals stomped the Titans. The Texans look like they're going to be Super Bowl contenders the way they play today. It's like a lot of teams that we didn't think were going to be that good had big wins. And I shouldn't say the Cardinals. It's not a matter of the Cardinals not going to be good. But we thought the Titans were strong playoff contenders. They're probably going to win that division.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were at home, like us.
They were at home.
Yes.
I still
got punched in the mouth hard.
Derrick Henry ran 17 times for 58 yards.
Hard to get Derrick Henry involved when you're down.
Colts got stomped.
Damn, what was that? 3 yards of carry, give or take?
Yeah, 3.4.
17 would be 54. Fucking hell, man.
New England getting stomped. New England can't get a first down. I've been watching their game.
New England's in the red zone now. They're down 7-3.
Yeah. Hey, so they just got knocked out of the red zone with a sack. Then they gave him a penalty for the sack.
Broncos are in the red. Broncos just took the lead over the Giants, by the way.
Joe, here I want to comment on Joe Harris. So he said we need to watch Dallas. It looked pretty good on Thursday. I thought that too. So my initial response, look at that Dallas and Bucks game, I was like, wow, Dallas is they're the class of the division. But then I realized they had 4 turnovers and still fucking lost like a 2 or 3 point game. If they were truly good, they would have blown the Bucks out. I think Dallas is still Dallas, and they lost to a team that played horribly. I don't think that we lost to a team that played horribly.
They got 4 turnovers and lost. They got 4 turnovers and lost.
And I think we played horribly today and lost. So no moral victories. I'm still pissed off about it, but I think that's the key differentiating factor.
Has anyone seen a press conference from Ron yet?
What's that?
I'm sure it's already happened.
Can we play that on? Can you play that on here? I haven't watched it.
I want to see if it's happened.
It wouldn't stream well. I would try to do it, but it wouldn't stream well. And then we run the risk of fucking copyright bullshit anyway.
This hasn't been monetized, is it? This channel, this show?
It hasn't, but it doesn't even matter. I've gotten emails from YouTube already, like, "Hey, please consider this." Early in the podcast, like I would have like music or something like that, and it would still like, "This is copyrighted material." So in theory, the NFL copyrights their post-game press conferences. You can't really use it. You see people like do the smart thing of the mirror the image. I don't got time to do all that stuff. But we want to get monetized. So with that being said, you need to subscribe to us. So you see the link, youtube.com/C/Washington Football Addict. So if you love the pod, if you love what we do, if you like it, if you fucking hate it, still subscribe. Hit the notification bell and listen to us, interact with us, chat with us. And we really love it, man. This is definitely the biggest change. We initially started using Zoom and then Anchor, and we're just purely audio podcast. We made the move to video platform, and this gives us the opportunity to chat in live real time when we record our podcast. And I think it is unlike many other podcasts out there. So I really appreciate what we do here, man.
Yeah, because we raise hell.
We do. We do.
do.
We're not willing to kiss ass. I mean, yeah, we would love to have a little bit more TLC from the team. I don't think we're blacklisted, but they aren't necessarily playing nice with us.
We're gray listed.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, we have a fan ambassador, so we can't talk too much shit. At least he can't. He's contractually obligated to be a very nice guy. So yeah, we definitely.
God, did they not know what they're getting into?
Oh, man. They picked the right guy.
I'm the second angriest dude on this podcast.
I got you beat though.
Yeah, that's why I'm the second angriest.
Hey Joe, we'll definitely have you on in a future episode, man. That's one thing we would like to do, and I think it's unlike many other pods. It seems like so many other avenues are wanting to reach out to like media, celebrities, and all this other stuff, and that's cool. I mean, it's cool to hear fucking DC sports radio dude on 18 different Washington football team pods, but I like hearing from the fans as well. Like,
look, we enjoyed talking to Julie Donaldson. We enjoyed talking to Mitch Tischler, but at the same time,
Joe,
we had the most fun with the fans.
Absolutely, man, and that's what we are now. And we were Redskins addicts, now we're Washington football addicts, and wherever we may be in the future, we'll be axing them too. And it is so fun talking to fans like ourselves, and just doing something like this isn't a monetized channel. We don't have enough subscribers yet. That's why we keep asking you to hit subscribe and like and fucking notification bell.
And all it's going to go towards is this podcast.
That's it. It's not going to make us rich. We all have full-time jobs. This isn't a get rich quick scheme or anything like that. If anything, it helps us buy webcams and microphones and host giveaways and all this other stuff to ensure that when we're projecting an image to you guys, it's fun and it's something that you like and enjoy coming back to. So
we're unprofessional professionals at this shit.
Absolutely.
Ron Rivera said they don't know yet the severity of Fitzpatrick's injury. Let us know Monday, and he said Ron Rivera and Jonathan Allen both mentioned missed or blown assignments for some of the defensive issues they had to get fixed. That was according to John Keim of ESPN. Give him credit for that.
Hey, Joe, go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I like what he said. I like what you just said, though. Missed assignments. You know what missed assignments is? That's coaching.
But what I don't like, you said that was Jonathan Allen saying that?
It was Ron and Jonathan. Jonathan said that it was just missed assignments. He didn't call it like it's Bostic's. We know who it was. You know, we know one of them was Juice, which you can suspect a rookie to blow some assignments, but it's like, why is he in that position on 3rd and fucking 7?
Allen has a captain's patch on. When Griffin fucking said that many years ago, he was raked over the coals, and maybe captain's patches are held different when you're a quarterback. But he needs to not say that, in my opinion.
Well, if you're a defensive captain and you say our defense missed some assignments, that's cool. Like if Robert had said as offensive captain, our offense missed some assignments, that's cool. You can't go to practice and be like, our defense sucked and be a quarterback.
He just said people have to make plays. People got to play better.
But that's not the same. That's not the same as saying we have to make plays, though. You can't be like, you can't say, hey, you can say, hey, we have to make plays. That's cool. You can't be like, these guys on this team have to make plays. I can't say that, right?
Because Allen could be just as much talking about himself as he is anyone else. I'll give him that. Plus, he probably heard what Ron said. It was just echoing it. If him and the coach are saying the same thing, all right, at least we're on the same page. I'll give you that. I didn't have so much of a problem with what Rob says other people did either, but that's 9 years ago, so I'm not worried about that. My thing is that if they know that that's the case, you know what to work on this week. Tighten that stuff up. Know where you're supposed to be. If you're blowing assignments, it means you weren't where you're supposed to be. Coach these guys to be where they're supposed to be.
No, absolutely, man. So I think we're getting close. We're an hour and 30 minutes. I told Steve he's not on anymore. His internet died. So shout out to Steve for inheriting my internet. I changed the cable this morning and fucking fingers crossed. I think that's what did it for me. But his internet died. And I told Steve before we hit record that we'd only be live for 20 minutes, and we're live for 90 minutes right now. So there's a lot of emotion and passion with this podcast. But I want to kind of cut the sling load right now and get ready for our next podcast. So we'll be recording Pod 85 live on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Don Warren Pod.
And then, you gave it away. Don Warren.
No, not quite. I got another one.
All right. And then we will have our pregame show on Thursday. Probably let's try to aim for an hour before, but if you subscribe to the YouTube and you follow the Facebook page, you will see a little scheduled notification for you. So I'll definitely let you know when we're going to go live again. But thanks to everyone for tuning in. You know, we're 0-1. We lost 20-16 today. But the sky isn't falling. It's still a long season. We have one additional game to turn this around this year. So I think we'll get where we need to be, but I think we still need to be mad. I hope the players are mad. I hope they are looking to do much better on Thursday versus Giants. But this has been Post-Game Pugilism with the Washington Football Addicts, and y'all be safe out there, man. Peace.
Peace.
Washington Football Addicts, baby. Let's go. Washington Football Addicts. We've been repping for years. Always keeping it real. It's Rod, Steve, Devin, Phil. We talking about latest deals and what goes on the field and happenings with the team. So listen if you a fiend.